Good morning, everyone. It's Creative Stamping with Marg. How's everybody on this Tuesday morning? You can see on my desk, I've got a couple of reminders. I have forgotten to talk about this only a couple of times, I think, in August, but we are down to the last of the month. So the kit sale is ending August 31st. So if you still want to order kits, you've got a couple more days to do that. And also to redeem your coupons. If you got any coupons during July to redeem, the last day to redeem them is August 31st. Okay, so that's that out of the way. Last reminder on that, you can see on my table I've got some Designer Series paper. Today we are going to be using Countryside Inn paper. And we're going to be making a layout, an easy layout again. Your card base will be 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then once you score it, it would look like this. But once you score it, you're going to put it in your trimmer, and you're going from the front, you're going to take off 2 3/4 inches, and you're going to be left with this. So it's half of your front you're cutting off. Okay, and we're going to use this, and you've probably seen this layout before, and we're going to turn our piece and put it back on the front like this. So it's a great use of your cardstock because you're not cutting anything extra. And we're going to use 3 pieces of DSP, and like I said, it's the Countryside Inn paper that I've chosen. And you do have to be aware if there is a direction to your paper. For instance, these ones don't really have direction, but this one does. This one, it looks like little tulips to me, so it needs to be going the right way. So you need to be aware of that when you're cutting your paper, because 2 of your pieces, one will go here and one will go here. Now I've got this one going the right way, so that's good. And this one doesn't really matter. This one doesn't really have a direction, just however you think you like it. And then this one I'm going to put sideways. So when I put this one sideways, you've got, like, if it had a direction is what I'm saying, you'd have to be aware of that because one piece is going to go sideways. All right, so putting it together, very simple. It can go together. I'm going to show you a couple of different samples that I have, but if we were just to do it this way, I would glue this piece of DSP on and this piece of DSP on, and on that piece that we cut off, I would glue this piece of DSP centered on here, and then it's going to be laid on top like this. Now, I thought that that looked kind of dark with the navy cardstock, but I like the navy cardstock. So what I decided I'd try is I would put another layer underneath these, and I'm going to use white. So I thought this looked pretty good. So what I did, probably didn't even mention, these 3 pieces of DSP are 2 1/2 by 4. Okay, and so then I cut an extra piece, a piece of white cardstock, 2 5/8 by 4 1/8, and it'll just give us that nice little border, 1/8 inch border around here. But I thought that really made this look a lot better. So I decided I'd go with the extra piece of cardstock. And I'm going to do the same with the front piece. It's the same size, 2 5/8 by 4 1/8. And I'm going to layer it onto here. And I'm going to layer this on here because I just really think it makes the navy really pop. So I really like the look of that. Okay, and then for the inside, typically, if I was just using the DSP, I would have the DSP here, and I would have another piece of white or very vanilla here to write on. But because I want to layer behind this, what I ended up doing was cutting my piece. You can see I made a boo-boo. I did my stamping ahead, and I kind of smudged that one, so I turned it over and used the other side. This piece is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and it's going to just go in like this with the 1/8 inch border around, but it allows me then to have a border around my DSP. right, so we can go ahead and start putting it together, and then I will show you how we're going to finish it off, and I will show you the other samples I have. Okay, get my silicone mat out here. All right. Okay, and I'm going to use my liquid glue to put this on. If you are enjoying these videos, I sure hope you're giving me a thumbs up. I sure appreciate it, and you can subscribe to my channel, and you won't miss any of these Tuesday videos. Okay, so there's that one. Then I will put this one together. And I don't know if I have mentioned, but I have been getting some questions on and comments on my videos, and people asking me about certain dimensions. I do post the dimensions underneath the videos. So if you scroll down under the video, you'll see all the dimensions are listed there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and now I'm thinking I don't want to glue this on yet. I've got another plan, but I am going to glue this piece on here, and we can put it right into the inside. As you can see, I've already done my stamping. The stamp sets I used today are, for the inside I used Timeless Arrangements, and it says, hope your day is filled with everything good. And on the front I used Something Fancy, and I'll show you that. I heat embossed in white on a piece of navy cardstock, and I just heat embossed Happy Birthday. There we go. So that's easy, and that can go right in the inside right now. Like I said, I made a mistake, and it's a good thing there's always two sides to the paper. I just utilize the other side. Okay. Want this in here, so we've got just the 1/8 inch of, oh, looks like I got a little extra glue on there. 1/8 inch of navy showing here. Looks good. I do see some glue sticking out there. All right, and then your card will fold like that. All right, so I can go ahead and glue this piece down, I'm thinking, or no. No, that's not the piece I want. Okay, what I thought is I would like to put some ribbon or something on this. You'll see one of my other samples, I have ribbon around this center piece. But this time I thought maybe I'll put the ribbon around this one. So I wanted to use navy ribbon. We do have navy ribbon in our new annual catalog. I do not have it. I have an old navy ribbon, so this is a retired ribbon. It's called denim ribbon, but I'm going to use a piece of it. I encourage you to use whatever you have in your stash of things. And I thought I'd put the ribbon around this piece at some point like that. And I already tied a bow, and I thought I'd put it on here like that. So what I thought I wanted to do is to put this where this is going to be. So maybe I best glue these pieces together first, and then I'll do the ribbon, and I'll be able to place it a bit better. So again, I'm just gluing this to that piece that's going to go sideways. Again, with just the 1/8 inch border around that. And I can't glue it down yet because I have to, this piece would have to be glued first. It's going to be like that. So what, and you can place this in the center, this piece that's going to open. You can place it in the center, you can place it down lower. I think maybe I would like it down or higher. The other ones I think I've centered, so maybe we'll do this one down a bit lower. So if I was to do that, I just want to see where I want to put my ribbon on here, because I want the bow kind of to be like that. So I think I want my ribbon about there. Now, when I put my ribbon on, I just use Scotch tape to attach it to the back. It's just a flat and easy way. You can use tear and tape, but I just find this an easy way to do it. And you can also peel that tape off if it's in the wrong place. and it doesn't do anything to the back of your cardstock. Now I will use my grid paper here so I can make sure that I'm getting this in the right spot. That looks good. And I just put it like that. So it's just the Scotch tape on the back, like that. Okay, so that's all I have to worry about putting on, because I am going to put my bow just on here. I'm going to show you a little trick with making it look like the bow was tied on that ribbon. Okay, so I'm going to put it on like that. I think we're ready for that. Again, liquid glue, and I go all over the ribbon at the top and bottom, just like that. And again, making sure I've got my pattern going up. Those tulips or flowers, I guess I don't think they're tulips. I keep calling them tulips. I don't, they're just some kind of flower. Okay, looks good. Okay, now I can put this on here like that, perfect. And I thought as I would like my bow, something like that. I haven't quite decided about my bow yet. I'll leave it till the end. This can be put on. Now, the easiest way I found to put this on to make sure you're not going to see glue on the back side and you're getting glue only where you want is I line it up to the edge here. And here's another thing. You don't have to put it to the edge. It could be over here. It could be here. You know, you can have it anywhere you want, really. It doesn't have to be all the way over. So it's entirely up to you how you want to do this. So however you decide, wherever you're going to put it, I'm going to put mine right to the edge. So I line up my edge on the right-hand side, and then I can see where I want to put my glue without going over. So I know I don't want to go over there. That's the easiest way. And then just fill it in a little bit, and then flip it over, and we know we're right. And I'm going to do it up a little bit. Right like that. And then there should be no glue, hopefully, on the other side. So you don't see any glue on this side of your card. I do see I smudged some on the bottom here. That's okay. All right. Now, a trick, if I can make it work today, with the bow is to make the ribbon look sort of scrunched up like that. So if you take a glue dot, take your pick tool and just take a glue dot, and I think I want to have the ribbon, or the bow I should say, about there. So I'm just going to take the glue dot and put it behind on my ribbon, on the ribbon, not on the paper, whoops, on the ribbon, and scrunch the ribbon. Oh, that glue dot does not want to stick there. There we go. And then just scrunch your ribbon together, kind of like that. So therefore, it sort of looks like, whoops, like your bow got tied on the ribbon itself. This one is kind of wider, so it doesn't really matter. But now I will put my bow on with a glue dot, at least one. This is kind of a thick bow, so I'm going to put one there. Make sure your bow picks it up. There we go. And I may end up putting it behind, I might put a couple more behind the bow parts, just on the edges, just to hold the bow down, because this is a thicker ribbon. So I can put more than one piece of glue dot on there. Okay. Then I'm going to just tuck it down like that and position it the way I want. There we go. That looks good. All right, that looks good. I like that. All right, so there's basic card, the little bit of extra embellishing with that ribbon on there. Now my greeting that I chose, I said was from Something Fancy. I just chose the straight happy birthday, and there is a die in this set that cuts it out at an angle. So I heat embossed it onto navy with the white powder, and then I had to put it on a white back, which I just freehand cut because otherwise it didn't stand out on my navy. Now that looked pretty plain to me, and I thought, what can I do to kind of jazz this up? So from the Timeless Arrangements, there are some dies that cut these little sprigs. So I thought, well, why don't I do that? So I thought I would put some of these sprigs in here like this. You know, just something like that. And I just cut them out of white cardstock. So I thought that looked all right. I will put this birthday, happy birthday, up on dimensionals, because I think it needs to be standing up because there's no other dimension on this card yet. All right, so I used 3 dimensionals, peel those backings off, and you can put that on there. There we go. And it can be down here. Just have to think what I'd like to do with it. I think I might like it down here a little bit. And because this paper has stripes, and I did cut it fairly straight, I think we're good there. And then I'm just going to get some glue, and I'm going to tuck these in behind here. So we'll just put a little bit of glue on those sprigs, and we're done. So turn them over like that. Actually, you know what? I think I might have cut these with the sticky paper backing. I did. Should remember that. I used adhesive backed sheets for these, just on the ends of these, so that I could, the trick is to find where the paper is on the white. That's a bit tricky, but I do see it. So I'm peeling that paper off from the adhesive sheets carefully so I don't rip these. I don't know why that one is so stuck. Okay, peel the paper off of there. I'd forgotten I did that. I was having one of my aha moments. Sometimes I think about those adhesive sheets and sometimes I forget about them. But I did have some white cardstock that had the adhesive sheets already attached to the back of it. So that's what I used to cut these out. So I think we'll do, oops, like that. There we go. All right, so there's our card. Now, it could still use some other embellishments. We don't have, I didn't have any white embellishments that are current, but I did have some that were the classic matte dots that I still have. So I'm going to use up some of those white dots, and I think I will just put, if I can get a hold of it, just put some white ones on, and that sort of livens up our card a little bit. Just going to use 3 small ones that I have, just like that, just to give it a little extra something. So there's our card. Easy layout, uses a regular card base, opens like that. And again, I used an extra matting on this one. I will show you my other samples that don't have the extra matting. So that one's sort of a little extra work on that one, but still didn't take very much time to put it together. So my other cards, I made this one. Now with this one, there's just the DSP here and here. I used a piece of soft seafoam cardstock here, and I put it through an embossing folder. Then I put my Very Vanilla piece in here beside for the writing. So that one, and I stamped right on the DSP, and then just put some embellishments on. So that one is a simpler version. I did put some ribbon on it, And you have to put the ribbon on around your front piece before you glue it down, of course. So there's that one. And another one I did with retired DSP is this one. And this one again, DSP here, DSP here. I actually cut these flowers out of the DSP. This is retired set. There's no extra mat behind the DSP. And this one, I used the Stitched Leaves die on a piece of Granny Green cardstock. And on this piece, I used the deckled rectangles to cut my white piece to do the writing on. So there's another version. This is the only one that has the extra mats behind it. And I really do like the way it looks, I think, because of the darker cardstock. So those are our 3 cards for today. Hope you enjoyed that. Please join me again next Tuesday, and we'll be into a new month and some new designs, hopefully. All right. Hope everyone has a good week.